Awesome. Call 10-216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Alan Cox.
The sort of man we used to describe at school as a complete prick.
The Alan Cox Show
On 100.7
WMMS.
I got last 2 tickets for you if you want to join me tomorrow night on the Cleveland Funny Bus. It is sold out for tomorrow night. We only have a couple of weeks left. Bill and I are alternating weeks as your host on the Funny Bus. So if you haven't joined us yet, you have every Wednesday in June. And it's a lot of fun. Great time. We leave from Collision Bend. Go to funnybus.net because the tickets, once they go on sale, they do go very quickly. So funnybus.net, just click on Cleveland and then Alan Cox Show. You get the details there. But I will have the last 2 tickets to join me tomorrow night in about a half an hour. We have announced the iHeartRadio Music Festival for 2024 as well. So I will have tickets for you at 5:30 the remainder of the week. That's a trip to Vegas.
I bet I can guess.
Who's on it?
Yeah.
I'd have to look real quick.
It's going to be Miley Cyrus, the Black Keys.
Well, you're rattling off acts from last year, I think.
I feel like these people are on every single year.
Yeah, it's like we have
Miley
people
Cyrus
under
is
a
there
lifetime
every
contract
year,
or something. Yeah.
Miley Cyrus, Black Keys.
No, none of them.
Oh.
Nope. I don't know that there's.
Really
I don't know that
popular
there's one repeater. These are largely pop heavy, so I focus on like what we got, like the Black Crowes. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Black Crowes are great. The Robinson Brothers kissed and made up. They got new stuff. They're going on the road. Paramore, Hozier. Remember Hozier?
Mm-hmm.
He's back. Right. Keith Urban. I think he's done it before. And then like Gwen Stefani. A lot of like Gen Z pop acts I'm not hip to, but it's a pop heavy show, right? Anyway, it happens the 20th and 21st of September in Vegas. And so you can win these before they go on sale. Tickets, airfare, hotel, $1,000. So you can win 3 times a day here on MMS. 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour, 5:30 with me. So,
ooh, New Kids on the Block. Oh, that's too old for you.
New Kids on the Block?
Yeah.
I've seen them.
I know, but you're
They're doing Blossom in a
Backstreet
couple of
Boy
weeks.
Person. You've only seen them because they play with Backstreet Boys?
That's true.
Yeah.
And KOTBSB.
Well, you have to wonder, too, or maybe you don't have to wonder, but for people who are too young for that first wave of boy bands, you have planted your flag in Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Over NSYNC.
Well,
and
NSYNC
any
is good too,
suggestion
but
to
I
the
prefer-
contrary is met with bared teeth and growling and gnashing and
I
snarling.
don't have bare teeth.
However, what if you had to go to like 80s boy bands?
I don't think I know enough of them.
But if you listen to them, you'd have to, I would imagine you'd land on one that hit your ear, just like Backstreet Boys hit your ear better than NSYNC, despite the fact that they're exactly the same. It just hit your ear in a way where you go, I'm planting my flag in that band.
I know the one Belle Biv DeVoe song, Poison.
Yeah.
I know Sex You Up by Color Me Bad.
Yeah. Well, that's more like New Jack Swing type stuff. I'm talking
Aren't
white
those
boy.
80s boy bands?
Nah, I don't know that they were considered boy bands. Maybe. When
What
I
else
think
would they be?
when I think boy bands, I think white guys. That might be unfair, but that's because that universe was populated by New Kids, Backstreet, NSYNC. So very
98
vanilla.
Degrees.
98 Degrees was the 90s. They're not 80s. 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys, O-Town, NSYNC, that was
Yeah.
all the same.
Right.
Now,
because
when you mention Belle Biv DeVoe, that's a far superior band to the other ones, but I don't think of them as a boy band. Now, maybe they did.
It's
They
like
came.
4 boys that all danced to the
They
same.
came out of New Edition, so maybe they did. I mean, New Edition was a boy band.
I feel like if you are made up of teen to early 20 men and you're all doing choreography like together, that is a boy band.
Okay.
Like people argue that Boys to Men is a boy band.
Well, they were Cooley High Harmony. I mean, they were the only ones doing Cooley High Harmony. So I don't know. That was not on my radar anyway, but I would much rather listen to this than to, actually, or NSYNC. What about TLC? Is that a girl band by definition?
I think so.
Yeah. Mm.
Mary, talk. She says stuff's
Mary-
cutting out
What is?
her microphone.
Really?
Or like she can't hear us.
Can't hear us.
Her board froze.
Oh. Let me disconnect her and then I'll reconnect her. Hello, hello? Oh, great. All right. Hey, Jason.
I see her talking.
Alan, baby.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good.
Hey, well, I want to get your thoughts on the latest wave of Hollywood elites, since you're one of them, utilizing Ozempic for weight loss.
Yeah, right.
And have you considered using it to shrink your fat face? as being one
No,
of the
it
side
doesn't.
effects?
Jason, it doesn't work on the face. I looked into it. Trust me.
No, it does. It does. It's
no,
actually,
it
they call it,
doesn't.
Ozempic face. Yes.
No.
It's a telltale sign.
No. How? Where do you?
Google it.
But isn't that just Botox? Where do you inject it?
No, it's an off-label use for a drug that's indicated for type 2 diabetes, but it has a huge weight loss side effect, and people use it for significant side effect for weight loss benefits. But I also wonder, there's not any real long-term studies on it. I wonder if we're going to have a little flamilamine situation on us. You're probably old enough to remember that when the babies started coming out with flippers.
Are you trying to say thalidomide?
Thalidomide, yeah.
Yeah,
got
I
a
do.
little
Yeah.
tongue-tied there.
Yeah. Billy Joel name checked it, and we didn't start the fire.
Well, I prefer the version that they did more recently by whatever that
Fallout
Mellow
Boy.
was.
Oh, you son of a motherless whore. What are you talking
That's
about?
my guy.
Now she pipes up. Her timing is impeccable. She's back, baby. I think the most amazing thing is I was reading a thing this morning that because what?
I think he said I'm going to go.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Jason. He wanted to dip in, make a fat face joke, and split. I like that. No, I was watching a thing this morning that like grocery stores and companies that make food have to respond to the explosion of weight loss drugs. So they're repackaging things in smaller portions. They're making foods that have more protein in them because one of the side effects of this kind of stuff is people tend to lose muscle mass along with the weight. And so they're really food manufacturers and grocery stores and things like that are really doing a deep dive on like shopping patterns, which they're already doing. You know, you get the mailer from Meijer that gives you exactly what you would normally shop for because they know what you buy, or any grocery store. You know, you get those mailers now. It's all coupons. You go, oh boy, it's all stuff I already buy. They go, yeah, dummy, because we have your data and we know what you get. But the Ozempic thing, Hollywood elites, of course, is what Jason was implying. But basically, everybody and their mother is using these things because they're available. So it's not just Hollywood elites.
I was talking about my friend who's super hot that took Ozempic.
Yeah.
And she lost all of her muscle mass, like all of it. And she was like a fit person. She worked out all the time. Like she had a perfect ass, and she lost pretty much all of it because she's like it.
Well, if she was in such great shape, why was she taking Ozempic?
I don't.
There she goes again.
There she goes again. Man, what's going on? Mary's got a loose board today or something. Yeah, we don't hear you. You cut out again. Today's just going to be the Alan and Bill show.
Yeah, right.
Yesterday was the Alan and Mary show. Today's going to be the Alan and Bill show. What about Tony? Those guys were great too, but they don't.
Tony was real good.
Yeah, they don't immediately come to my mind.
Tony.
Tony?
With from Pop Star.
Yeah. Alan, your gladiator names: Mary's bonus hole, Fire Squire, and Coxamillion. All right. I get what you're doing there. Thank you, Ron. But
I'm gonna Plop Tart.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Plop Tart. I don't Right, we were right in the middle of something with Mary, and I want to talk about her friend. Oh,
Can you? Are we there?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay,
Is there a
so
short in the board? Like what?
I don't know what. Can you guys hear clicking as well?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay, there's a ton of clicking, and then where my levels are, like right now, it's completely frozen. Like it's all just halfway up. My mic levels aren't moving, and then it just goes silent. So I don't know what the
Is there
hell
an engineer
that is.
around?
I can try to find one.
I mean, when we go to break, I guess.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, because everything keeps just like freezing. And now you're gone.
No, we
Oh,
hear
we're
you.
just quiet.
You hear me?
Yeah.
We're just listening.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the thing is, these new boards, they're all software based, and so you never know when they're like downloading a patch for something else, or they're downloading some software update, like you're driving a friggin' Tesla. And so, and that can jam things up, and then you have to figure out what the hell's going on. And
It's very annoying. And
Yeah.
there are never any people here. But the nice thing is that I can just text the one engineer and he can usually do it
all right.
from whatever
Remotely,
the
yeah.
remote part of it is. But my friend, the one, she has like an OnlyFans and a perfect body and everything, but she didn't have a lot of fat to begin with. I don't know. I'd have to like go back and or maybe even text her and ask her about why she started it in the first place. But she lost all of her, it started to eat away at all of her muscles. So like,
Well,
she
that's the
was
thing is
saying-
that's the trade-off people are making. They're like, I'll take the muscle mass going. I mean, people who are in really bad shape don't have much of that anyway. But people who do have it, that's still the trade-off they're willing to make. They're like, you know what? If it would get me down to like 109,
well, she
if
was
you're a
saying
girl, you
how
know.
like she couldn't even lift her carry-on above her head. She was like struggling to get her luggage into the overhead compartment. Ew, don't make that noise.
Can you help me with this?
Theater of the mind.
I can't get my thing up.
It's so gross.
Excuse me, could you help me get my carry-on thing up here too?
Ma'am, are you all right? Ma'am, are you okay? Are you elderly?
I'm 24.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I couldn't
used to
tell.
have muscles and now I don't anymore.
I don't need a muscle mass anymore. Don't I look good?
Thin. Oh
Help me,
my
could you-
god.
Could you bring me a coffee?
This is so frustrating.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we're still hearing you.
Oh, now she's not hearing us.
No.
All right. Yeah, well, Keith Kennedy's running around there. There's nothing he can do on this end. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Back in the day, you could just like slam it on the side because everything
Right,
was
yeah.
patched in. You know, you can just bump it like
Just
a.
I'm sure you guys can't hear me. You would say something.
We
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yes,
We hear you.
we do hear you.
Could you help me with my board,
Oh, you can?
please?
You
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
just got
hear
a
you.
text from Bill saying you can hear me. I can't. I got nothing.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, great.
I'm gonna just go.
Find
I'm gonna
them.
Yeah,
turn
yeah,
my
go
mic
ahead.
off and try
Yes.
to find
Yeah, go do
an
that.
engineer
Yep.
because I got nothing coming through for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you help me get my board? I'm not getting any levels. I've lost all my muscle mass and I can't reach over there.
I've got no levels and no
no
muscle mass.
levels and no muscle mass.
Yeah, it's wild though. This is a blurb this morning on CNBC. They were like, yeah, grocery stores and companies that make food are all, they're just redoing the way that they do food because there are so many, at the beginning of the whole Ozempic and Wegovy and all these other ones craze, they were like, oh, it's just going to be rich people who can afford that. But that's just not been the case.
Right. My
Like
mom-
the number of prescriptions year to year has like quadrupled.
My
And it
mom-
was diabetes medication.
Yeah.
So the people who needed it were understandably very, very upset that there were shortages on it because all the people who wanted to lose a bunch of weight. Your mom what?
She's on it, but she's for diabetes.
Right.
Like she lost a little bit of weight, but it's mostly.
But she's got to be frustrated if she can't get it.
But she's, she's been able to get it pretty. But yeah, she's very aware of like the muscle mass stuff and all that. She's very, in tune with her doctor taking it, and so it's working well for her though.
Somebody texted me that there's a huge solar flare hitting today.
Oh,
Phones have been in and out as well. I haven't had that experience with mine, but it would account for, I guess, a couple of things along the way. Those solar flares, they're going to jam us up, I'm telling you. And we're going to be in here, so, like, if there's one that comes and, like, burns the whole world up, we're not going to know.
Right.
Until it comes in here. We
Got
don't
no
have the,
windows.
we don't have that street side studio window anymore. Because I didn't want to know when the end was coming. I just wanted to be ensconced.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey.
Okay.
It might be solar flares hitting today, unless the engineering person had a better explanation.
I texted him and I was like, here's what's going on. And he said, we know. So.
Then you're probably not the only one. I mean, that's better than you being the only one. I mean.
Okay. Because it's happening right now where my levels are literally frozen on the board and there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
And this is when it usually cuts off. So I don't know if I should just. This is nerve-wracking. I don't know if I should keep talking or not.
I mean, we hear you.
I know.
Yeah.
But this, like, I can hear myself in my headphones, but then I'll be talking, and then you guys aren't responding, and I'm like, oh, they can't hear me.
That's because we think you're telling a joke.
You're annoying.
Hey, that's your comeback for Alan. Come up with an original one for me.
You're dumb.
Thank you.
You're dumb. Hey, thanks. The phones. Let me see if the phones are working.
It's probably
Alan, this is
here.
Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
Alan, this is Clem Fandango.
Yes, Clem, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Alan, this is Clem Fandango.
Yes, God damn you, Clem Fandango. I can hear you. But maybe I'm having problems with the phones here, too. Because Clem Fandango couldn't hear me. And I could absolutely hear him. You son of a bitch. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, I heard from Dan, by the way, people who listen to us on the iHeartRadio app, provided that it's working today, these solar flares and everything else. I heard from Dan, who is our bureau chief in Pyeongtaek, South Korea. And he goes, hey, I hope you saw this. Do you see the story about the North Korean poop balloons?
No.
Yeah. They were sending over propaganda in poop balloons. And Dan is over in South Korea, and so he sent me the story. North Korea to stop sending trash and poop balloons after South Korea vows strong retaliation. That's pretty what? See, my question is, how does North Korea have poop? People are starving there.
Yeah, but
there's not enough food.
They didn't say human poop. It might be other poop.
Oh.
You're just gathering up poop.
Yeah, I mean, they can't produce enough food for their people. How are they producing enough food for the animals? Yeah, they sent over balloons that had propaganda flyers in them and poop. I want to know what the retaliatory steps would be on the part of South Korea. Hey, stop it with the poop balloons. We're sending over, I don't know. They have these giant, because there's a big wall there. North Korea's got that big wall. And so people used to be able to smuggle food in to North Korea. But they fortified that border and they, stopped importing grain from China and all that stuff. So, like, the guards are supposed to shoot anybody trying to cross. And the only reason anybody would be trying to get into North Korea would be to smuggle in food. But they've made it next to impossible. And so South Korea has these giant loudspeakers along the wall. And maybe that'll be their retaliatory strike, is they'll just blast terrible, terrible music. Like Backstreet Boys.
Hey. Enough.
Or, I don't know, Creed 24 hours a day. Whatever they used to blare in guys' faces, like back in the day when they were running black sites, right after 9/11, they'd just blare music in these darkened rooms 24/7, make them go nuts. But most of the people in North Korea don't have any access to foreign television or radio programs. So, South Korea, but the poop balloons, boy, that is a low-tech troll right there. Low-tech. Their defense minister says that they will temporarily suspend their balloon activities. Poop balloons. So good for them. That's a little bit of poop news there for you. Oh, speaking of pooping yourself, you see that Alien trailer that dropped today?
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Alien Romulus. That's going to be good. Finally coming out August. Huh?
Sounds like a shape.
What, Romulus?
Yeah.
Alien Rhombus. Mm-hmm. They've taken a new form. Oh, my God, what is it?
Romulus.
It's a rhombus. Cute angles?
Hexagon.
Terrible. All right, I got a break. I will have the last 2 tickets for you if you want to join me tomorrow night on the Cleveland Funny Bus. It is sold out, but I got a pair left. So we'll handle that off coming back. I want to text me for anything else. 35192. Hit us up at AlanCoxShow.com.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you